refused. It's
Yeah.
just a parking lot out there.
Yeah.
So we went to the Saudis and asked the Saudis, and the Saudis said, no, the Air Force did not ever ask us to extend a perimeter. If they did, we would have had allowed it.
Yeah.
There's no documentation, anything, so the Air Force says they asked, and the Saudis said they never asked. There's no proof that the Air Force asked or the Saudis denied.
Yeah.
And the other thing is the crater size. The tanker was loaded full of sewage. When it detonated, it smelled like a barn. That's what eyewitnesses said. And so the sewage acts as a tamper. Sewage was used to conceal the explosives.
Yeah.
Sewage acts as a tamper, and so the explosive force was actually directed downward to the pavement, the asphalt parking lot.
Wow.
So most of the force went down, and the water table was at 6 foot. So the water table forms a boundary layer. So when the bomb detonated, the crater was huge. I mean, it was a huge crater. And that's really what they based the crater size on. They did not take an effect with the tamping effect of the sewage, and they did not take into account of the water table as being a boundary label. And when I had discussions with the Defense Special Weapons Agency, at the same time, I'm also working with another part of the Defense Special Weapons Agency, which now is a Defense Threat Reduction Agency. I was doing balanced survivability assessments on hardened underground facilities here in the United States and overseas.
Yeah.
with a group. But this is a different group. And so when I explained to them the tamping effect of, they're good with nukes. They're not good with conventional stuff. And I explained to them the tamping effect of water or sewage, which is even denser than water. They dismissed it as not a factor. And then I mentioned the water table. Well, they did some tests later on, found out that it does have a tamping effect because we use water as an explosive tamper.
Yeah, that makes sense because, it does provide resistance.
Yeah, and it takes out the thermal effect, too.
Yeah.
The heat of the explosives.
We could go on forever. I've enjoyed this conversation immensely. I've learned so much just from this past few hours here.
A little bit of history that's not really known.
Yeah, well, that's the thing is there's so much stuff like you were talking about, a lot of history classes